date is January 31st, 2002.
Magazines in it. I think I put an empty reel in there. I hope the hell I put one in there.
I have reels.
Okay, well, it's got 100-foot spools. Because you can put them into one magazine. Now, the big one you can't. You have to use the cores.
Yeah.
There's the big one.
Big money.
There's your 1200 footer. There's your turntable.
And then you just plug that into the amp for the...
Yeah, plug it into the high impedance side. You got two thick. That's high impedance, so you just plug it in. I'll show you on the amplifier. Now, put your camera on your tripod first. You'll like this. I tell you, the sound is super duper on this camera. I put a reel in there. I thought I did. I hope that idiot Rick wound this the right way. He took off the cord.
Well, the perfs are towards you when spooling clockwise. The perfs are towards you when spooling clockwise. Yeah.
He's got it backwards. I figured he'd pull this thing. Got it go into a dark room. I got to put it over onto here. The film has to come down with the sprockets on the back side. If you put it with the back side, then your emulsion is away. He did. See, I figured he'd pull it. You got a closet that's dark?
Yeah.
I got to bring it over onto this reel.
On the 3rd floor.
Okay. Okay, you see what I'm doing here?
Feeding up through the
piece of film up in it. It only goes up in one side of the roller. On the bottom, we'll turn it up and upend it. We'll see where it goes in. It automatically go up. See it? It's on the outside of the roller. See it? There's only one place it'll go up through there.
Towards the front.
To the front. Then you take this film. What I do is just now you see our emulsion is correct. Your sprockets always must go to the back of the camera.
Okay, sprockets away from the face.
That's right. And the emulsion toward your left hand.
Emulsion is in.
Right. You put it in. Snap it in. Now you see what I'm doing here? I'm holding the film. See there?
Yeah.
As you're bringing it down, you're holding it.
I see.
See there?
All right.
Very simple. Then when you pull it out, put your lid on. I may be getting some more of these 400s. They're nice. If I do, I'll send you one. You can have one. I got a guy that's thinking about getting rid of his stuff. He does. See, on this side.
So you poke it up through on the outside of that hole on the bottom.
See that? Now, what you want to do, pull it out just so you get a hold of it. And just put this right on the back side. See there? You just hold it. Pinch it. Pinch it. You go. You're in. What's nice, you can load these in the dark room, take them with you. You got your film already. All you have to do is put it on the camera. Now, I always tape the film onto the reel. The reason being, if the camera should coast back a little bit, it will not come off that reel. Of course, normally you're going to be using a core on here. And somewhere in that box is your centerpiece. It's in there somewhere. I put it down. I know I put it in the box. It's a metal piece that goes inside the plastic core. But for 3 days I was just missing half the stuff I was supposed to. I went back in inventory, everything was supposed to go. There you are. She's all ready to go.
All right, now this fell out of the camera, and there's something loose inside of it.
Okay, that is the plate to take this here off. The plate. Now this is your normal lens cap. I just threw it in.
Okay.
If you take this off when you want to travel, you put that in. I never take this piece off. But what you heard in there is this.
Yep.
That is used right in there. See those two grooves?
Yeah.
Take a pair of pliers and just at the top here, hold it in the position and just unscrew it. This here is your ring that goes into the threads of the camera.
And then this whole thing comes
Just
off.
comes right, just lifts right off.
That holds this lens?
That's right. So that, I always keep it at the bottom of the camera so you don't, that's your thing to put in so that if you have this off, nothing can hit that in there. I don't know if that fits in. No, it don't fit inside this. Okay. Now you see this piece here? This is parallaxed to match your lens perfectly.
It is.
When you look back in here, you're actually seeing, see, I don't have the unit on that lens. I don't want it on there because I never used it. It didn't work right anyway, because I don't like the taking part. When you go through the lens rating reflex focusing,
It takes some of the light.
that's right. This way it's a straight shot. And you're seeing through here exactly what your lens is seeing, because I see how I parallax that. I've got a prism down home. I put a prism in, it's a regular, goes in the aperture. I got a big lens. I put paper on the wall, white paper back, I was back 6 feet. And I told Doc, okay, move a little to the bottom, to the right, and then he put a dot, then we made a square. Then I put a diamond across. When the square inside of here is, you line that up on the image, and that's dead center for the center of the lens. It's much better. I don't have the door for this, I never had one for it. But there's a EIF 20 finder that goes in on this door. But I like this one. I use this. I never bothered with it. I got finders on the other one. I could have taken it off, put it on here. I never did use it because this worked a lot better. And that's a 12 to 120 millimeter Angino zoom lens. It's a good one.
12 to 120.
Yes, it's a good zoom lens. Those things new right around. He's got a new one. Werner does out in California. He wants $1,500 for it. And what it's got is a plate that fits on here that gives us support for the arm coming back. Comes out and down to the lens.
Okay, so you close this up.
Right.
And then just
Now let's put these on. Here.
Yeah. Thread backwards.
You'll hear it drop. Here. And just go the other way. Oh, you want to hear that little drop, thread drop. Now, bring it over here where I can sit down. I'll tip it back to show you how to thread it properly.
Well,
Here, set it on top of here, the camera. We'll do it right here. There's a trick to putting this in there. Now you hold the thing back. Once you get your tripod set up, you'll be all right.
there you go.
But it's very simple to do this. Now this is your film magnet. If you get a film magnetic head, this unscrews like this. See here? See that threaded screw? That unscrews. You just take this off and you just simply pull this right out. You put your other one with a film magnetic, there's your plug-in right there. You just take this, slide it in, put your head in, like so. Plug it in. Now your tension comes from this right here. It's kind of hard to do it with these. There, see, it's all the way down. Then you just simply put this on there and bring it down on there. See there? A little squared out cut. Come down. There's where you get your tension. It's tricky sometimes to get it on. I just do it so quick I don't even think about it. See there? See? Now there's your tension, see? When you just press this down, these come up.
Yeah.
So get your film in. Then you just simply put this screw on. You want a gold seal head. Don't let anybody, there's got one on eBay right now. It's not a gold seal. It's not designed for the MA11. It's designed for the Frezzolini sound recording system. You want a gold seal. It must say right on the side of the head. I'm going to look in the box at home. I may have an extra if I do, but I got a brand new system. He balanced this to the amplifier. I got a brand new MA11 from Werner, 470 bucks.
But you can't get magnetic film, striped film anymore, can you?
Places in Europe they say do, but over here the country is not allowed to process it anymore. You got to send it back to Europe to process.
Okay,
To put your film in, you simply bring this up, set it in here, and then put your finger down here. See here? See that? It's hard because of the camera. See there? Bring it in, bring this one back, then bring that right down and tighten the screw up. Make sure it's seated. You'll do it on the tripod, it'll be easy. Right there. Now,
Okay, I'm recording all this.
it's all right. To thread it, come back, do the threading from the back. Don't do it from the front. Hold, I got no doubt, Doc. Hold this up like this, will you?
Hold on, I'm taking the camera off.
You can set it up because I'll hold my hand so you can see it as I do it. You gonna have enough light to film this right here?
Oh yeah, this will take pictures in the dark.
Okay. When you thread it, put your back under this reel. Now here's that arm. If that arm's not forward, this camera will not start. That must be, there's a switch back behind. That's a safety in case your film breaks.
Yeah, I've seen that on
It shuts, that's right, it shuts it down. All right, you come in here, like this, and here's your pattern right there. It shows you exactly where to put it.
I see.
All right, you bring it in around here, around the sprocket, pull it down from the front. Then simply push this down. Bring it on. It's a trick to thread it. You'll have to get onto it. See there?
Yep.
Now this goes under. It does not go between. You see the two rollers? This one here with the sprocket with this dittos is for optical. This one here is for the film magnetic if you're using it.
So you skip the magnetic.
That's right. You just come all the way down and around. Bring it into your aperture. There's your mark right there. See that? The silver? See it?
Yes, I see the
That's
track.
where it goes. Okay, you just simply pull this back a little bit with your thumbnail. Slide it under. Now to get it back in, I usually take my two fingers and push against the film and then slowly, see that lift it up? Then just go like this. See? That's not still in yet. It'll pull up tight, so what you want to do,
wish I had a light for this camera. One thing I never got.
let's lay it down once, if I could get it easier.
That gives more light too, that's good.
There it's in. Pull it down till it snaps. Hear it snap? Okay, just get that about, now you can turn it one frame and then just pull it up a little bit till it catches. Now you see you're in all right. Now, there, now you're in and you're the right amount here. You want 26 frames from here to here because right in there is where your sound is recorded. That little beam of light. All right, you pull down from here. The reason you'll see in time why I do it this way, you do not want to have to take this out of the thing to pull more film down, because to get it out of here, and you'll see when I get it in once, why it is such a nightmare. Now to put your film back in there, kind of bend it over. You see how I'm doing it here? Just slide it back behind that roller. See there?
I saw that.
Now, bring it in around, get your loop approximately, but don't push it all the way down in around your sprocket, because you might have to move it back it up a little bit. He's got to learn on this one. He's got to learn how to thread them too. Now you see where that is? I don't have the film all the way, and now you see I can pull it down a little bit. See, they're making my bigger loop?
Yeah.
Then push it on down in, and just go back and forth. Now you see? Okay, you see it's running now. See there? And turn it over 3 or 4 times. Now you see it's pulling down some. So I need to pull it back up a little bit to bring that loop back up. It's too big up here. Don't worry about that loop. That's not between your sound and your picture. This is your sound and picture down here. That's where it's important. Now, just simply take your belt, put it right over there and right over here, and then turn this reel. See there? See it taking it up? See there?
No, I didn't.
See it? That's up in the start position now. Now you start turning that with a motor on. See, when you turn this, plug this camera in, that take-up belt's going to take up so much. It's on a lower voltage. When you flip this or hit the start switch, it goes to full. The motor on this side right here goes to full power to take your film up. The film must always go over clockwise, never the other way. That's why I put tape on. I did it by mistake one time. The film came out and I had to turn the thing and start all over again, and it's a nightmare. Now you see here? See that? That's going to run good. But now, get the power cord. We're going to power the thing up. In fact, I'll power it up. You'll see it take up. Where's your power cord there? You got to plug it in here close. So I want to plug it into the camera. This is brand new cord. You have 3-prong, by the way. I put a special line on it for grounding line. Just plug it in there. Right there. But I'm going to back that up. Now watch. Now watch. See there?
Yeah.
Now what you do, here's your start button. Now watch. On the bottom. That relay's not holding in again. switches move forward in the back end. Got a set of Allen wrenches. I got to unscrew this side for a minute. There's a micro switch up in there, and it's not holding in on this thing right here. Don't lose these, Doc. I got more down home, but that's down home. That's 170 miles away.
Winter storm is moving north and east today. More than 250,000 people in the Kansas City area are without power after snow and ice in Kansas, Oklahoma, and Missouri. Frank Roberts with Weather Station KCUR.
Yep, there it is. You have to put a piece of paper down in there, something to hold it up front. That's what it was. I got some screws down home. I'll have to send you a screw up and put down in there. Yeah, that's what it was. See, the switch went forward. See there? See? It's got to be forward. You're right now.
Oh, there's a screw missing.
Yeah, I think there's a screw. Let me look at my other one down home. Goes right in here.
Yeah.
I got some screws down home. Now this is your, see that slides forward. That's your shaft that goes through this lens. And this turns, you see there? You turn to focus this lens here.
Yeah.
That's the way that works.
But they're not connected.
They don't have to be. Because this lens, there's a lens in there that's focused right on that. There's a lens in this tube also.
And this is how you align it?
Yeah, don't you get shocked. Yes. But don't unloosen it. Everything's set through here perfectly. If you ever get another lens and you say you want to use a single lens, then you unscrew these through, take them out, but you have to parallax that to show what your lens is showing.
Oh, this is where you select the fix the parallax?
That's right. Those three
screws.
Because the bottom of this is rounded. It's in a cup.
All right.
That's the way you set that.
Because I've got some of those kind of lenses.
Well, then you can do it. Now, you have a little parallax mirror that fixes in the lens, in the film gate.
I got one for 8mm.
It might fit in this because it's all it is a mirror. It fits right in the aperture plate, and then you take a lens to focus on that. And the way to do this, to match your lens, set it up, put paper on the wall, have somebody take a pencil. Okay, you look through the lens. When you see them get to the very corner of the picture frame in the aperture, put a mark there. Do the same there, there, and there, and then you set that lens to match up perfectly with what you're seeing in the lens, the little mirror inside.
All right.
Now this is already set. I completely, because he helped me, he did the penciling for me. I didn't want to mess with this. Now that is a synchronous motor, by the way.
I understand.
That's right. Now that means you can run this in sync with any unit that will run in sync with it. And you can record lip sync picture sound separate. You back up, can you loop that? I forgot you had that thing on. Okay, there it is. That's what it was. So now you know if you ever have that happen, look, see if there's a screw in there or not. Now, you see that take up? Did you see it?
I heard it.
Now watch. Now I make these plugs to fit tight so that they won't come apart on you. Now watch. See there?
Yeah.
That's now your slack power. Just enough to take it up here. Here we are. Hit the right button quick enough. Okay. Now, while we got it up here, let's hook the amplifier up. I want you to see this thing work. I'll just use the regular mic. Now this here, where's that plug? There's a plug that goes with this. It plugs into here. And I'll show you where it plugs in on the amplifier. You got two inputs. One for your record player, high impedance. Now this is a noise reduction. Leave that turned off because you don't have a noise reduction galvanometer. Later on, if you want one, I can send the camera down to me. I'll get one off of Werner. It's your noise reduction. Then your full system. but this will still operate it. Okay, over here is your input for your 50 ohm mic. The other cable that plugs into this plugs in right here, high impedance on the back. Okay, now where's the cables are in the bottom. Now here, I think this is your spare. Here's a roll of film you can have. I think it's ASA 100. It's 7248 color negative. I don't want it. It's accessed. I'm not positive for sure what it is, but I would just try it on both those ASAs. Well, I would try it first. I would try it on 100 ASA. I think it's the 7248 I had. There's your spare exciter lamp. I'll show you incidentally how you put those in. I'll take this one out and put it back in so you can see. There's your camera oil. That's your camera oil. There's your microphone. There's a core. There it is right there. Now, your cables, always, go ahead, put it in there so you don't lose it. Always keep your stuff in when you're not using it. Always keep it in your case. There, see, there's all your cables. There's your microphone. I got your set of earphones I put with it also. I don't like them, I don't use them. There's your batteries. 445 volt, now this is a commercial 1.5 volt. You can use one out of a flashlight, but this is plate voltage. That battery will last forever. There's your 2.6 volt over there. Now you see where it says 6 plus?
Yep. Okay,
that's on your plus. Don't mix those up. These only plug in one way. There's your plus 1.5 volt plus goes on your plus terminals. See, these are new terminals. The original were like this. They don't make the batteries anymore. You get these batteries, I've got them, and then Wellington Battery has them up in New Jersey on the internet. Now, they're expensive. They're 15 bucks a piece, but they last forever.
And that'll power the entire camera.
Yep. And amplifier carries the amplifier, records your sound. It's all self-contained. That's what I like about an Auricon. See, no other camera has this.
You mean you would plug the camera into this case someplace?
On the back side. Right there, see there? See the 6 prongs?
This one.
You can only plug it in one way. Yeah, it records the sound right on the spot. It's optically recorded.
No, I mean this power cable.
No, that's 110 volts. That only plugs in one place. That's your power to run the battery.
So you gotta have it on the wall.
Yeah.
You gotta plug it in.
Well, what we've got, I took a motorcycle battery. Bought a Radio Shack inverter. I run this camera, I run the other Pro 600, I run the Sine Voice 2, and a MagnaSync reel-to-reel for 1 hour and 45 minutes on that one little battery charge. And the box is only this long. I put one of those things like you got on the outside, plug everything in it. And it's neat. That way you can go out anywhere. You got your own power source. This goes in only one way. Now this is plugged this side. These 2 terminals here are the galvanometer. This is the exciter lamp. That's the ground line. These 3 here with the center one are your film magnetic. If you ever get a film magnetic, you'll need another cord. I got these at home. I got the plugs. For this, for the other amplifier, it's a different one on this end. Now you see that? It only goes in one way because there's a round, you see there? You see the pin? It only goes in one way. You can't plug it in wrong. Now, always lock your bottom down because you have to run with the top open. Because you have to be able to see your... Now here's your battery test switch. You flip it that way, it tells you your A batteries, and your manual tells you all about that. In the center is where you normally run it. Here's your level. Here, now it's not your volume level, that's speech only, speech with music, speech with singing with music, and music only. You set that, right now we're going to film today, so you're going to set it on speech only. You plug them in right here. The earphones go in right here. You can hear what your amplifier is actually hearing and the camera is recording. Now put this up. Now that's just simply, this plugs in right here, high impedance phono. This end plugs into the output of the transmitter. Set the transmitter on about 6. You set your volume level. Now here's your microphone volume. That's your input number 1. Here's your level for your transmitter or the record player. And you can record your sound while you're doing a scene. If you go out somewhere and you have a narrated scene on tape, you can use a regular tape recorder too. It's high impedance. You could be playing your music and have your track all together and just be shooting your scene, and you're done. You've got your sound with background music and everything. That's what I like about these things. They're quite an outfit. Of course, I'm lucky. I got direct access to all the parts because a buddy of mine designed these cameras, and his wife designed that. Werner Knopf out in California. You talk about his wife. She died, of course. She was a brain on electronics. Do you see where that goes?
That's the microphone.
That's your microphone
on the left.
Now, hand me the light there, Doug. You see, that's going to sit there. Well, now this, by the way, has a heater in it. If you're filming out in the summer, when that light comes on, it's heating. In other words, it's activated. It will work. When that light goes out, it's up to temperature inside the camera. See, we had this in the back of the trunk, so it was cooled off coming up here. It was in the basement all night. When that warms up, and you can shoot outdoors, it'll hold it to about 60 degrees, 68 degrees inside the camera. Oil and everything. You can film 20 below zero and it'll run. And runs in sync. Okay. Now, you turn your amplifier on. Always be sure that it's plugged into the camera. Don't turn it on without, because if you turn it on suddenly.
Where does it plug into the camera?
Right here. They only go, these plugs only go one place. There's only one place that those plugs will go. This is your your amplifier to here for your sound. All that does is record your optical track. These plugs only go in one way.
All right, I got it.
You can't do it any other way. Okay, now you turn your amplifier on. Not from there, right here. I see that go back.
Yeah, I saw that.
See it bouncing? Be very quiet. You see that? See it? No, I gotta. You see, what I'm going to do right now. Well, here's the way to turn that clear off. Now you see that zero out? If you turn this noise reduction on, boing, it doesn't do anything. It will just lay there. What it is, I should have put a 50 ohm resistor in this plug. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make you another one of these up. I'm going to put a 50 ohm resistor across pin 5 and 1. That's where the coil for the noise reduction is hooked on to. You've got two coils. One has the mirror that does your sound recording. The other has a small paddle that comes out and goes across. When there's no sound, it blocks the light. When there's sound, on through. That's the way it works. So I'll just fix that. I'll send you another one of these. I got a whole box full of both connectors at home with the resistor. Then just send that in back if you want to, because that way you can plug it in. If you forget and that's on, it won't make any difference. It'll operate normally. Because the meter, the way it is now, if that's on, you're not going to get nothing bouncing on sound. It won't do anything if that's on. It just lays over to the side because it's trying to say, where's the voice coil or the noise reduction coil. So you're fooling the amplifier with this 50 ohm resistor. All right, now, there's your exciter. Now you see on low range, that's for ultra high speed film. You can only go up to about 11.5. 11. You see there? See it? Here's your needle for your Auricon soundtrack exposure lamp. That's your exposure. See it?
Yeah.
Okay. Now I'm going to turn it back a little bit. Now watch. Now watch when I turn it back up. There's your regular film. Now this is down to about 19.5. Don't worry about it. You're not going to record any film unless it's the slowest stuff you can find in the world. And I don't think even 40 ASA Kodachrome records at about 14.5. Now, I usually set my ASA 125 7240 Ektachrome. I set it at 16.5. That's going to be standard for this camera all the time.
All right.
That's 16.5. What you do now.
What about the Triax 200?
Say the Triax, I'm going to set that on about 14.5. That should do it just about right. We'll set that back to 14.5. Now here the thing is, if this is not plugged in, you turn that thing, what's the matter? I'm not getting anything. Oh, I forgot, plug that in, boom! You're just liable to blow the bulb out. Not if it's a new one. But as that filament wears down, as you start filming a lot of film, it's like a light bulb. It's got so much life. It'll start going down. You do that then, but if you turn that thing on, like I did, in other words, it's plugged in. Always check your plug. Make sure this and this are in. Don't worry about this one. That turns the camera on and off. What you do, you make sure it's set. You slowly. Now I got to reset that. See, I moved that.
What do you set the right one at?
Set it out down on 0 when you first start. It'll go up a little ways. Like where it is now, it'll usually lay about 1. Okay, you bring your exciter lamp up. See there?
Yeah.
Bring it up to 14.5. You're all set. Here's your volume level. The left one here is your microphone volume. Now watch. As I start talking, you see there? Now we're getting response. See that? You're actually, what that tells telling me it's doing is putting the soundtrack. Every time that goes over, that's putting soundtrack on there. You want to set it at a modest level. See, we're only running right now on number 4. That microphone, okay, Doc, start talking. We're about 5 feet from him now.
Today we're discussing cameras, and we're trying to understand
You have to go up as you're doing, see?
what's happening to the camera.
See that?
Whether it's working,
You
whether it's
understand that?
not working.
The further away the microphone, okay, the further away the microphone is, the higher you've got to put the input. Now you see, I'm close. Normally a 3-foot distance from the microphone. This is about 3 feet, right? Okay, you see, I'm over modulating. Once you go up and stay in that area, then you start wanting to bring it back. So now here's another thing. When you run a sound test, you set your system up. We're going to film Doc talking, okay? We got the microphone, we'll say 3 feet, 3 feet from him. All right, what you do, you leave your exciter lamp off. Leave it off. Do your sound test, get your level set. When you're ready to film, then bring your exciter lamp. It'll save the life of your 6.5 volt batteries. It will also save the life of your exciter lamp. Now, if you can't get a reading of, say, any much more than 16.5 to 17 on the exciter lamp, pull the exciter lamp out and look at it. It's going to be starting to get black around the top. Now, this one won't be black because it's a brand new one. I just put it in. Take it out. If you can't get no exciter lamp at all, 99 times out of 10, that exciter lamp is, and it's in here, it's burned out. All you do is pull this off. Don't pull it back far. Bring it up, get a hold of your bulb. See there? And see, that's brand new. If it's worn out, it's going to get dark around the top.
That looks like the kind that's in the projectors.
It is, but it's a very critically focused. That filament is set exactly because inside right here is a light shaft. It comes up through, hits a mirror, the mirror throws it back onto the little concave mirror, and that mirror, as that sound makes a sound, that mirror goes like this. That's what wipes your sound back and forth on your track. That's how sound recorded. Now that only goes in one way. You see that back side?
Yes.
It goes into the back. See there? And just simply put this down on it. Now, let's see if we can get a beam here so you can actually see the actual soundtrack beam. All right. Look down in here. I want you to see that beam. Now, come forward yourself. I want you to see it. Look, like right here. You'll see the beam of light. See it? You see it right there? Now what? Your best to get up here and look straight down. Stand right where I'm looking. You'll see a beam of light right in there. Pull up forward.
I see it.
All right, now what? Now watch. Now watch that beam. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. See it?
Yeah, it's going wide.
That's right. If that was running, you would have recorded that sound right there.
Okay.
That's how she works. Yeah, that's called now the variable density. You don't want those. If I would have been variable density, I wouldn't have sold it to you because no lab wants to mess with them. That's the full width at all times, and it fluctuates because the mirror goes up and down like this. And it's density, and density is the sound, quality of the sound is controlled in processing of time and temperature, and it's critical. It's less than 1/8 of a degree perfect all the time. Oh. Variable area, you can fluctuate 5 degrees either way and have perfect sound because when it clears it, the part that's not exposed clears clear out. That's why that's all industry standard is variable area. All the theater film I run 27 years was double band.
That's like the hourglass shapes.
Yeah.
And density are the little lines.
That's right. You got it. You got the answer. Now, where can we set this to? I want you on camera. I want you to
Just turn it and point it.
give me the lens there. I want you on it. You're going to be the actor, Buster. Now, we need to get a light meter reading, too. So now this lens just shoves in place, clear back, and just screws in. That's all it does. See here? Screw it all the way in. Now, we got to see if we're going to be lined up with him or not. Just set this, see this has got a meter in here. Tells you how many feet you got. All you need to do is turn that, see there? There. When you're shooting now, you can watch, see how many feet you got that you've run. That's a meter. Here's your weight, your level. I just put that on there too. I took it off one of my cameras. I never used it anyway. That's your level. Put it on your tripod. All right. Now turn your lights on. We'll see if you're set up high enough to sit on that chair. Hello, 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 hello. All right. Put them in your ears. I want you to hear what sound. It sounds kind of tinny because I'm close to the mic and I got it turned way up.
Oh yeah.
See there? You can listen to what you're actually, and those are stethoscope type. They're the most accurate, but I don't like them. They bug my ears. I don't like to have stuff stuck in my ears. I don't use them, so I figure, hey, I'll just give them to you. Now, we need the light meter. This is ASA 200.
I already took readings and got an F63. We'll do it for the key and the film. 25 lumens.
Yeah, but what setting? 5, 6?
1/50th at F63. Between 5, 6, and 8.
5, 6, and 8. Okay, we'll go half. 5, 6, and 8. Okay, we're halfway right there right now. How many feet we got? 4 feet?
That's about 5 feet.
5 feet? What do you think?
I don't know if I got to take focus to the film. No, I took it out for the garage.
I'm going to lay this right on the magazine. I used to have a 15-foot pole. I could put that on, set it on a thing that could roll it. I just thought I'd start condensing down to this stuff. It's much easier. All right.
You could say 6 feet, but I think 5 would be safe.
I need something under the front to lift it up a little bit. Now remember, what you see through here on that little X in here is exactly what you're going to see in that film. Perfect. All right, you ready?
All right.
All right, now we want to get you a sound level, so I'm turning your cider lamp off. Bring it back to the left. Now, start talking. Just
All right.
talk normal.
Mary had a little lamb. Its fleece was white as snow. And everywhere the...
Give us a recitation on your equipment you got upstairs. What your plans are.
Well, the 3rd floor is going to be gutted, and air conditioning, central air will be put in on the outside. It'll go up through the attic. There'll be a unit up in the attic. Is it supposed to make that kind of noise?
That's that reel inside.
All right, cores won't do that, huh?
No.
All right, well, the 3rd floor is going to be temperature and humidity controlled, so it'll be a perfect film place. And I'm planning on a dark room in the basement where I'll use the small printer to make 400-foot copies for a projection at film festivals. All right?
Keep going.
This equipment is amazing. There's so much here. This is like Mr. Hollywood all over. Gary Cooper should walk in right now. I'm going to have to get those posters. Looks like I've arrived. I have a Godzilla poster, but I have to get Gary Cooper and some of the other guys. And
Keep going. You still got 70 feet to go.
all right. All right. All the instructions for this have been put onto a high 8mm tape.
And there's your instruction box too.
And there is a book here for the instructions. The light settings for this was about 25 lumens. And the key, it has about a 1:3 contrast ratio. And then the sun came out outside, so it might be a little bit less than that. Something is making the lights flicker in here. It must be the draw on the power from that the camera.
Camera only takes 30 watts.
30 watts.
It's less than an electric mixer in your kitchen.
Well, the key light is the 500 watt.
You know, that can be
That's about as far as the camera is.
What fuses you got
This
in the
is a
basement?
75.
You got 30 amp?
Well, I think I know what it is. It's one of these lights are loose. It's just flickering because it's jiggling.
Yeah, I just
inside.
recorded my laugh for you.
That's all right. That's all right.
Keep talking.
If you sat down here, could you explain some of the things about the camera? Would I have to do anything over there
No.
while you're shooting?
No.
You want to come over and have a couple
I got
words?
that switch starting to act up again.
Oh, you were holding the switch.
Yeah, I was holding it in. I'll have to put something behind it till I get another screw up here. Give me a piece of cardboard.
I'll hold it.
cardboard. Or the screwdriver for one thing. I'll just fold up a piece of cardboard in there for now. It's that switch. I gotta get you a screw down home and send it up. You know where it goes in? A whole box full of stuff. I got shimming steel to put galvanometers in with down to 2/10,000ths. You never seen some. He sent me a care package down there.
Sure that screw on the bottom there in the middle, that silver one, would that tighten it?
Oh, wait a minute.
Is that
Yeah.
the set screw?
I'm supposed to know what I'm doing.
Now it's steady.
Yep, that was it.
It doesn't take a screw in through
No,
the black.
no, I was thinking the one goes down through there. Well, I found it out when I got home, all right. I'm supposed to be the expert. I worked on so darn many of these things, though, that after a while you get goofy. I got 3 at home right now. It's got to be worked on. I got parts, new gears have to go in. 2 of them on the motor. I hate to take these motors out because it's on the back side. And you can only put so much tension, otherwise you'll bind it and tear the gear apart. Because see, the gear on the motor, by the way, is fiber. Or it's a heavy type plastic's what it is, with metal in it. And then of course your flywheel is a steel gear. Well, you can only put that just so much tension. You got it just right so it don't wear your gear out. There it is. Okay. Tighten that baby down right there now. Okay, now we go. That's what it is, that switch. A lot of times it takes a while to get it just exactly right. I had trouble with my other one too. What do I do with those screws? Here we are.
Well, if you're gonna play with these Auricon, you have to have patience. Patience with Joe.
You got that switch working now anyway.
Yeah.
That's good. I'll try to get a picture of the camera and the amp and you. Even a little bit of me there.
Okay. Put your light on. Put your light on there.
Lights, camera, action. What am I going to talk about? All right, so you got the, so now you have the switch, the on-off switch of the camera corrected.
Right.
It's the silver screw on the base of it,
On the back side of the switch.
and you have to loosen it and slide it forward or back and then tighten it down when it's in the proper position. Okay, and you got it in the place that ought to stay there now.
Right.
It ought to stay there now.
And if you have to, you can always. We're out of film. She's done. She just run out of film.
Maybe 100 feet won't last.
No, we're at 2 3/4. This here. I got some more stuff down there to give you to them. That's all. I got more stuff down there because I just dug up some more, but I had the box sealed. Now I want to open, go through all those dumb pieces. This plugs in here. I always plug in, just leave it in. Plug it in there.
Goes in high.
Set the dial to about 6.5 to 7. This one. Then here's your microphone. When you're ready to talk, you put it on. Just turn it on. You can talk and
Yes, okay.
you can set your needle. Having this here, you can be talking and set that needle right where it's supposed to go. And you can adjust between this volume, because here's your aerial on top. Just lift the aerial up, clear up, set it right behind the thing, or you can set it on the corner. Don't make any difference, because it'll go right into the amp. And it works.
Right. So you can use the mic and the lavalier mic.
Yeah, yeah.
Or plug the record.
But I'm
player.
going to go to a real good outfit. Heck, I say the name of that thing was now. Sennheimer. I'm going to go with one of the 6 microphones in the mixing unit.
Yeah.
Because I'll tell you, well, come out to the car. I want you to hear something if you want to hear something.
All right, let's turn everything off here so the batteries don't get drained.
It's already off. It's off. All you have to do is see, if it's on, you'll see that light.
Switch. All right.
That's it, right there. You're off.
And this is off.
That's right.
Good.
That's a nice camera. They made it up beautiful. I'm going to set it down. I don't like to set it up there in the first place. I'm always afraid of. We had our 180-pound Mitchell on a tripod, a big Super 1200 tripod out in the backyard. The wind caught it. I wouldn't stand close. Luckily, nothing was broke. But we almost had a heart attack, both of us.
You have to get a bungee cord and a
Maybe you
couple
can
snap
help him,
locks.
look, he got this thing here by.
You'll have to get an adapter to screw on there with the threaded screws. It's got a little hole in the side to turn it down on. Then you turn that one and it'll go right up in the camera. But you can see the bottom of the camera, what size it's got.
Yeah, it's bigger.
See? Just get an adapter. You can buy it in the hardware. Get an adapter screw. What I did on my on the one camera, for some reason, it sets up about that much higher than the plate. So I just put a big thick washer. So now I'm using the big heavy one, the big Pro 600 or Super 1200 tripod. That's a big one. It's twice as big as that one yet even. The legs are this thick on that thing. And I'm using that for the Super 1200 until I get this cart revamped with a big head like that on it. And that's going to be on a pole. Because we're going to have to we get this thing down at the